My name's David Laux. I am a friend and former classmate of Gabe's. We were classmates for most of our school life. We started in about, I want to say, 2nd grade. Was our first year together. We actually started out in the same grade. And I remember in our 3rd grade year, we used to spend a lot of time in the bathroom. Kids, they spend a lot of time in the bathroom, but Gabe was an adventuresome spirit, to say the least. He taught me this one trick, and I thought it was so cool. He stood in the middle of a doorway and put both his hands to the side of the doorway and his feet at the same time and scurried up the doorway like a spider. It was just amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, wow! Gabe, that's so cool. And he would just stay up there for a few seconds, you know, showing up. And of course, he's in 3rd grade, so this was like 40 feet from the ground, it seemed like. And you know, and so I thought, oh, well, I want to try this too. And so I get up and I put my hands on the sides of the doorway, and I try to scurry up, and I'm not quite making it, and then I see the little bathroom shelf there, and I grab it to keep myself from falling, and it rips right out of the drywall. Falls down into the sink, and we both get this expression on our face like, oh my gosh, what happened, you know. 3rd grade, and so, you know, we both kind of panicked, and then we just ran out of there and went back to class because we were on our little bathroom break from class, of course. And so later, when they finally found the shelf in its state, they, you know, are asking questions and trying to find out who did this, what, you know, why didn't anyone tell, and Gabe, you know, I said, let's not tell anyone, you know, we can't tell anyone, you know, this is between us. And Gabe was like, you know what, we gotta fess up to what happened and tell the truth and take on whatever is going to come from it, you know, whatever punishment that's going to come from it, and deal with it and take it on. And you know, and so I did, and it was such a simple thing, but it had such a profound effect on me, you know, and having to live up to your actions and live up to your you know, stand up for what you did, and whatever the outcome was, and it's kind of always stuck with me. And as I come back to the school grounds here, and I go into the bathroom and I see the new shelf, you know, it reminds me of you know, what that Gabe taught me through his model. So it's one of those memories that always stick with me about Gabe. But Gabe was a great friend and a great guy, and I love him, and I always will. And that's it.
So I went to school with Gabe. My name is Jared, and I was 2 years younger than Gabe was, but with the small school here in Cambridge, the way it was back then, we sure did know everybody within 2 years, and probably knew everybody in the whole school. So it was a good opportunity to come here because you got to be familiar with everybody at all different age levels. But what I really appreciated about Gabe was that he was unique, and he wasn't scared to be unique, and it wasn't so unique that he was different than everybody, but just in some ways he would conduct himself just in a little different way, or just try different things that everybody else didn't necessarily want to try, but he was confident enough in himself to do that. And you know, Kitty was just talking before I was, and it reminded me of just his steadfastness and how he liked to just continue on and just look at what was coming ahead and continue on with that. The other thing I liked about Gabe, and that everyone, I'm sure, is going to miss about him, is just his his personality and his sense of humor. He always seemed to be right there and laughing in and amongst everybody else, and just having a good time. But also he was a person that seemed to be one to stand up maybe for the underdog. He wasn't going to be one that was going to pick on anybody, but if there was humor around, he was definitely in the center of it. And he was just an all-around really neat guy, and he was an important part of the relationships that I had here at Hadashay at the time. Now it's Cambridge Christian School, but he's going to be missed by a lot of folks around here, and we just hope that his family is doing as well as they can be. Hopefully the Lord is going to use this situation to bring himself glory, and we just trust that he will do that, and we'll continue to pray for his family and the healing process that needs to continue to happen. So.
Oh, my name is Kitty Shipshock, and how did I know Gabe? Gabe was a student of mine, and Sandy and Mitch are very good friends of mine, and we were good friends of the family. We did a lot of things together. But the memory I want to share with you is a 6th grade memory of building trees for the, what was that project we did? Sherwood Forest project, where we didn't have chairs in the classroom for 3 days. And during that time, Gabe was definitely going to be a forest ranger. So he thought building trees was right up his alley, but it wasn't quite up his parents' alley, and they were a little bit perturbed with me for all the work that had to go into it, but they did a great job. And the other memory I have is we were talking one day, and we were talking about coding and how you should state what you want and not code, like saying, "May I have a glass of water?" instead of looking at somebody and saying, "I'm thirsty." And that night Gabe went home, and at the supper table the family seemed to be in a great mood to code to one another instead of saying "pass the peas" and so forth. And Gabe put his hands on the table and said, "This family is coding and we have to stop it." I heard about that the next day too. But other than that, it was Gabe's quiet perseverance and steadfastness that I remember most. His shy little smile that said, "Okay, I've got it, and I'm going ahead with what's to be done today." Those are my memories of Gabe.
My name's Aaron Newton. I knew Gabe through church and school. I was really involved with just different activities through church with him and his family. He was a really sweet, young man when I knew him, and he had a really kind smile and just a really sweet spirit about him. I just don't remember him ever being anything but just a sweet, soft-spoken, nice young man. And I just remember him being like really good at sports, but he wasn't like arrogant or proud or rubbing your face or just whatever. He was just this really sweet, nice guy, and he had this really wonderful attitude. He just somebody you love to be around because he kind of had this sweet spirit about him. And we weren't in the same grade, so I was a bit older than him, but I really appreciate the influence that he had on me. It just seemed like, even as a young person, to have this maturity and kindness and goodness about him that a lot of people don't have, especially at his age. They're more interested in, I don't know what young people are interested in, but he just seems so nice. Nobody ever said anything bad about Gabe. He was always, everybody liked him. There was just nothing bad to say about him because he was just this great, kind person that you wanted to be a part of your life because you were a better person for it, because you knew it. And he's really, I'm sure, going to be missed, and I'm really sorry for what happened. And I hope that he just does continue to live on your memories, and you share with people just what a great person he was and how he affected other people's lives for the better. And that you can continue on with that, because I know that he's up in heaven looking down, and he would want he would want people to remember the good about him, to share with that with people, and to go on and not to live life not wanting to go on or not enjoying it the way that he would have. And if I can encourage you in any way, it would be to try to live the life the way that he would, that he would want you to, and to go on, as hard as that might be, with his attitude, with his joy, with his love in your heart, and knowing that he loves you and he would want you to go on and do that. Sorry. I just pray that God will bless you and help you through this time of grief.